Greetings once again, Black Light. Got a lot to say in a short time to say it in. But we're talking about gangs. We're trying to get you brothers, you young brothers, to think on a higher level, be scientists. See, when Elijah Muhammad was telling us that we were scientists, well, nowadays we say alchemists. You know, when you think of alchemists, that word chemical or chemist is in there. And then when you see a scientist, he's always working with some kind of chemical, what we call chemical, experimenting on with chemicals, you know. And he got that from us. The white man got that from us, you know. But every time you look on TV or at a movie, you see a white man being a chemist or a scientist with a white coat on in a lab experimenting on something. He got that from us, you know. And Elijah was saying that the scientist was on the mindset of a god, you know. We know how to deal with our mental aspect, controlling our mentality. We knew how to do that. But nowadays, y'all guys on a physical level, the only thing you're thinking about is sex, money, and drugs. You know. But that ain't the real power right there. That ain't the real answer. But anyway, this is a warning to you. I'm trying to show you in these videos where we should really be at. But let's pick it up from the last video, if y'all was watching and following. If you wasn't, go back and check it out.
In the early 1840s, gang fights became a common sight on the streets of 5 Points. The fighting was hand-to-hand combat, street style, using brass knuckles, bricks, bats, and knives. Dozens lost their lives while others became maimed or incapacitated. It was the beginning of gang warfare. From their humble beginnings as a refuge from poverty and homelessness, street gangs grew to become part of the New York landscape. And as the fighting escalated, the city was forced to respond. The Irish weren't the only gangs in New York City during the early 1800s. In New York's Lower East Side, Jews, Italians, and Germans all formed gangs of their own and soon were fighting each other over turf and ethnic pride. The city's response to the growing crisis permanently changed the face of law enforcement.
One of the reasons we get organized police forces is because when the gangs began to fight each other, there was no police force to call upon to put down this behavior, which was asocial at best. So one of the things the police begin to do in the 1830s, 1840s, 1850s is begin to work against the gangs and to try to cut down on some of their most disruptive behavior.
By 1850, gang membership had grown to an unprecedented level. Of the 500,000 people that lived in New York, 30,000 belonged to a gang. Yet, the gangs usually stayed within their own neighborhoods.
Now, right here, we're going to interrupt because this was in the east of America. In the west of America, where you had your cowboys, they had gangs they call outlaws, robbing banks like Jesse James and whatever. But where was the black man? And where was your Indian, so-called Indian brother? They had submitted to the ways of the Caucasian. They had forgotten their own language, their own culture, except the Indian. Now he always maintained his language and his culture. But the black man, we were completely out of our language, our culture, our science. We didn't have no science back then. You see? So let's continue.
Groups that were starting out targeted their own population. It was safer. They knew the people. Therefore, they could make certain guesses about how people would behave or what they might have or not have. And very often the victims were the people who were closest in proximity.
Again.
Police attempted to control the gangs.
Again. You see what he said? The victims were the people that are close in proximity. So the white gang preying off his own people. You see? Just like you, black man, you those of you who want to be gangsters, selling your brother dope, pimping your women out, whatever. You know, you're not dealing with your enemy, your real enemy. You know, you're not trying to get revenge on the circumstances that he put you in and the conditioning that he put you in. But now you're putting yourself, there's no excuses now. You're putting yourself in that condition. And I'll explain later.
And saw their sheer size and power as something they could use to their own advantage. Tammany Hall, the influential and corrupt political organization that ran New York City politics, courted these gang members. Especially the Irish gangs in 5 Points, whose influence was so strong that they could deliver votes by the thousands.
You want favors from the political organization, do you? You want to get help if you're arrested for drunkenness, if you want to keep your saloon open late, if you'd like a little extra cash when you don't have it. So there's money, there's jobs, there's help for those who deliver. There's going to be a hard time for those who don't deliver. The gangs.
Now you see, that's what's happening right now. That's what's happening right now. The politicians and the gangsters are one. But the black man, you're not a part of that. You're on the bottom ladder, the bottom steps. You're not a part of that. You know, that's Trump, the Kennedys, you know, Jewish gangsters. You know, they running this thing. So the whole thing is illegal, man. The whole system was begotten on illegal grounds, and it's just an illegal time, you know. Now, we're not going to go too much further with this. Matter of fact, we're going to cut it right here and come back. But we still going to be talking about what you need to do. You know what I'm saying, black man? We still going to be talking about what you need. One thing you need to do is don't follow in the footsteps of this devil. Get a different kind of mentality, man. I hope this changes your view of things. You think you're in a desperate situation because some of y'all people, y'all parents are in jail, mother and father in jail, on dope, but you're not. That's how he got you thinking. You thinking if you ain't got no money, you ain't no man, you know. But look at all the resources that's available to you, that God made available to you, man. When I'm talking about the Creator God, the Creator made resources available to you, but you're just not looking in that direction. You're looking at the white man for power. You're trying to get power. He think he gonna bless you with some power, man. In the church, you think Jesus is white and he gonna bless you. And on the streets, you think gangsterin, you know, you gonna get blessed like that. Man, you're not gonna get blessed like that. You gotta look in another direction, man. Change your mind. Change your mind. If you don't, it's your behind. Black light.